Alright, here we go. I take the piece that has already been cast and I put it on bushings that are specially made to fit on the ends and be the same diameter as the pen that it goes into. Check to make sure that it clears the tool rest. We'll start it at a low speed and speed it up. Alright, I got the corners knocked off, and from here it's just rounding it. And here's where it becomes a pain in the butt, because I've got it round, and so the shavings when they started out were very, very small, and now they're very long because it's cylindrical. How can you see what you're doing, you ask? I can't. Not on the ends. I'm going to raise my tool rest up a little bit. Then we stop. Start again. I'm working on the ends right now, trying to get them lined up perfectly with the bushing. Alright, I think I got the ends pretty good for now. And thin things out. Reducing the diameter, adding a little bit of shape. I like my pens with just a little bit of bow out to them. lathe again. This only happens when you turn resin or polyester. I guess it's polyester resin. You don't get shavings like this with wood pens. Alright, a little bit more shaping. Then down the middle a little bit. You get very fine shavings now because I'm not pushing very hard. Alright, that looks good. So you might be able to see things, the logo is a little bit more clear now. Now it is time for the regular sanding. Turn the speed way down. Start sanding out some of the imperfections. I like to do it that way. And then this way. To take out the scratches that I just made. You can get some pretty deep scratches going back and forth the way it's spinning. And you don't want scratches in a wood pen. You especially don't want scratches in a resin pen. You especially don't want scratches in a commissioned pen. And after that first, what is this? First was 150, now I'm at 240. It takes a little bit less sandpaper each time. Here are the ends. How do I know when I'm ready to move on? I don't. It's experience. Worst case scenario, I didn't sand enough. And when I get to the end, I will need to come back and do it again. So yeah, the finishing part takes more time than the part to make it round. Now I'm on, that was a 320, now I got 400, and my last one is 600. Sanding, 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 sanding. If you work in a technical field, this is the equivalent to documentation. Nobody wants to do it, but it needs to get done. Is that my 600? I can't remember. This is 600. I think that was 600 too. I think I did 600 twice. No big deal. Okay, now we hit it. With just a smidge of denatured alcohol. Get it all cleared up, and it's going to look super clear for just a minute. Just getting some of that grit off. And now I've got micro mesh starting at 1500 and going up to 8000, which technically isn't the grit. That's just what they call it. I've got a blue shop towel cut into eighths. A little bit this way. Flip it over, do it a little bit this way. Get it wet. Wash some of that grit off. And then come back and do some more of this. And then wipe off the grit. Got my next one. I want it wet, but not too wet. Actually, that's what I do on wood pens, is you want it wet, but not too wet. This being resin, I guess it doesn't matter how wet it is. Wipe off the grit. Start on this side. Flip it to this side. Turn it off. Get the sideways scratches. Get the next grit. Same pattern here. Not wet enough. Yeah, I always have water spatters on the back, on the floor. Not a big deal. At least not to me. Maybe the floor doesn't like it so much, but it's never had any complaints. With each grit, it gets more and more clear, and when the water's on it, of course, it's super clear. What are we up to now? The next to last one, about 6,000. Here's the last grit. Wouldn't take much time on this one at all. Alright, are we done? No. Headlight polish. Turn the speed all the way up. Apply some good friction. Turn the speed back down. One last coat of polish. One more clean, dry piece. Whew, it's hot. That is how we take it from this to this is ready to go on the pen.